Hello again, Year 5. This is day 3 of your maths for this week, and this is my last video of the week because tomorrow you're doing a similar thing. This next couple of days, we're changing away from multiples and factors. Hopefully you had some interesting times with your square numbers yesterday, and we're looking at Roman numerals, which is something that came in the curriculum quite well, a bit more recently. People have done them in the past, but actually it's become more of a focus in the curriculum more recently. So we have done some of this again, as I say, and there's actually, it's worth saying, there are some fun games online. There's a great, if you search Roman numeral maths game, I reckon something cool will come up. There's a knocking down things, fixing things, I don't know how it goes, but it's quite fun. And I know lots of my classes have had lots of fun over the last few years playing that game. So it's worth trying to find. But do your work first, of course, make sure that gets done. But we're just going to recap because often this is the thing that we forget, Roman numerals. So we're going to do 1 to 10, and then we're going to do multiples of 10 to 100, and then we're going to see if we can go from hundreds to thousands. Okay, we're not going to count them all, don't worry. But the key thing to remember is that they use less symbols than us in these chunks. So we have 10 symbols that we use in our writing of numbers. As Romans get bigger, they do eventually use more symbols than us, I think. I don't know how far it goes, actually. It's worth finding out. I'm sure I should know. But between 1 and 10, rather than using 10 symbols for the first 10 numbers, they only use 3, all right? They use, here it is, an I, a V, and an X, all right? And that's 1, if you remember. What's V? Do you remember what V is? What V means? It is 5, okay, and the X is 10. So those are the 3 symbols I use to count from 1 to 10. And all the other numbers are made up of those symbols. Unlike our numbers, where we've got the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, which we use to make all of our numbers, their digits are just 3 here. And so 1 is I. 2 is 2 times 1 is 2 1s. So we have I. Okay. 3 is I. All right. It's quite fun to say. Now, it gets a bit trickier now, doesn't it? Because we recognise that if they only used I, it would start to take a long time to write numbers, wouldn't it? It would be like, oh, I could be here all day writing 47. So they don't just use I. If they've got V, what they say is, what they do is they think it's 1 less than 5. So here is 1 more than 1. 2 more than 1. This is 1 less than 5, where the I is to the left of the 5, okay? So where a digit is to the left, as you look at it, of the other digit, it means it's less than if it's a smaller digit, okay? So remember that. Smaller digits on the left mean less than that number. Smaller digits on the right mean more than. Talks about the bar, I think. So this is 4, IV, 1 less than 5. And then there's 5, and then 6 is 5 and 1. VI, 7 again, nice and easy. VII, okay. 8, we're still going with our adding for the first 3. They never take away more than 1, I don't think. Okay, so there's VII. But then 9, we don't have 4 I's, okay. We have 1 less than 10. So what's 9? Anyone know? Hopefully you're shouting at your screens. It is IX, all right? So that's the first 10 digits. And actually, we're going to use those a lot as we write numbers, because anything that ends in a number between, well, 1 to 10 is going to end with some of these symbols probably. There's a few tricksy ones which might trip us up at some point, but we'll talk about those when we get there, okay? But then we go from 10 to 100. It just vanished. Why did that happen? There it is. 10 to 100. So again, we only use 3 symbols. We've already got X. We know X. Okay, then we got L, which is 50, all right? And we got C, which is 100, okay? Now this is where we start to forget things. I, V, X, and C are probably the easiest to remember. C is nice and easy to remember because it fits in with the Roman words century and centurion and all of those things which are to do with, yes, right, 100, okay? L, a bit strange, it's the one I often forget, I'll be honest with you. This one, 50 and 500 are the 2 that I often get mixed up. So if you get those mixed up, that's okay, but it's good to try and learn them now, isn't it? L is 50. So 10, or 20, is 2 10s, X and X. 30, wait, I think we're getting there, 3 10s. What about 40 then? What do you think? Yeah, hopefully, you said that it was XL. It's not extra large. It's 10 less than L. And again, we go LX, 10 more, LXX, 20 more than 50, 70, LXXX, 30 more than 50, 80, and then, brilliant, 10 less than 100, okay, is 90. So it's gone 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, okay? So you can see that. That's the multiples of 10. So if we want to mix those together, if we have 13, for example, we're going to have to go X, I, okay? Yeah, 52, L, I, 78, LXX, VII. Okay, so we're mixing them together in that way, all right? 19, XIX, all right? So that's interesting. So it gets a bit different, all right? And then 28, what about that? What do you think? That's how it is. X, X, V, I. How about 41? Can you write that in Roman numerals? Have you got a piece of paper? Have a go. So it's X, L, I, okay? So this is 40, XL is 40, we can see that here, and I. 54, we'll go a bit quicker. LIV, 50, and then 4IV, 99. Oh, this is a weird one, isn't it? What are you thinking? Now this is where I get a bit confused, and sometimes it is a bit weird. Should it be IC? Or should it be XCIX? What do you think? Let's have a look. XCIX is the right answer. So we tend to use a 90. It feels like it could be IC, but I think my understanding of Roman numerals is they don't like to put a digit in front of another digit that's too far away from it. So they would only put X's in front of L's and C's, not I's and V's in front of L's and C's. They don't put V's anyway, but they can never put the I in front of an L or a C. Does that make sense? So they always want to put the X's in front, the one that's just a bit less, a factor of 10 less. So just really quickly, I'm just going to show you 100 to 1,000 because you're going to need these today. And again, only 3 symbols. We've already got C, all right, and then we've got 500 is D, and 1,000 is M. And again, 1,000 is easy to remember because it's millennium, which is 1,000 years, okay, or millennia, all right? So it just is the same, isn't it? If we know C, D, and M, we can do all of the rest of the stuff nice and easy. You can see there, C, CC, CCC, 100, 200, 300. 400 is 100 less than 500, CD. And then DC, 600, 700, 800, and then 100 less than 1,000 is M, 100 less than M is 900, all right? So how about these ones? Any thoughts? What do you reckon? Have a go. See if you've got a piece of paper. Want to have a try? You can pause me if you want. I'm going to show the answers pretty soon. CCXI, okay? 2 C's and an X and an I. You can just find them on here. Where are they? Okay? CDXXVII. Where's CD? Da, 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 da. Here they come. DCCLV. Here's the answers. All right? CCXI 211. 200 and where's it gone? Well, X and I is 11. All right? 427. Okay, is CCXX, so CDXXVII. So 400, that's the tricky bit, CD. 100 less than 500s, okay? And 755 is there, all right? So come back to this video. Keep this screen open if you want, okay? Where you've got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 10, 20, 30, 100, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 to help you today. I think Roman numerals are quite enjoyable. I hope that you have some fun and that you do some great work. This is today and tomorrow, so I will see you on a Zoom at some point soon, and I hope you have some great maths. Bye.